We're going to start this out a little differently just because we have a lot to go over. Um, so starting with the swings first, right? Pepsi, if you guys have been in this one, very, very successful today. Um, Obviously, I'm sure everybody who got into it, or even if I know some of you even got into it today, but that was an extremely rewarding push. I'm not concerned. We still have a decent, expiration. I'm not sure what you guys are dealing with. We got to bounce off of cost basis. I'm still looking at going and trying to tackle that 138 tomorrow. I love it. Okay, and I might even try to pop shorter expiration contracts on that trade. We also were able to catch. I caught UPS. I still have some of this. It's candle close. Everything is good. We tapped the imbalance as we are supposed to. The 4 hour is showing the potential, or really, realistically, it actually looks the exact same, but does show the potential for maybe a little bit of sideways action. But ultimately, I'm still looking at that 108 target, still holding some of that. Target, another really good trade that we had today as well. This one kind of surprised me, but we're watching that red candle, so I decided to try to take it off of that top. Successful in doing that, successful in breaking over the wall, and successful in grabbing the floor up above, right? Now, one thing that was a little bit concerning, or not concerning, but
Mm.
calm down, Target, not yet, is that we are still fighting for that candle
Mm.
close nearest to us. Target's having a good time. Um, but the next target, again, we pretty much hit it today, but that is going to be 105. This one's going to be a little different, right? Because it does have structure. Doesn't like that was the play, right? The rest of the play relies on the structure up above us to punch through and give us that run up to 112. Is this a great start? Absolutely. Tomorrow, would love to see a 103 retest. All right. NCLH. I did grab this one. I am swinging it. So if you are in this one, this is the wall. Got to
Which
fucking
expiration do you have?
all of them, buddy. All of them. Every one you can think of. Hold on one second. Um, I have just one second. Hold on. I have. Oh yeah! Wow! Damn! Holy shit! That's what happens when you don't look at your fucking. I'm up 113%, but I'm at July 22nd. Or, you're an idiot. NCHH $22 calls for July 11th. Your Saturday watch list session helped me so much this far this week. Fuck yeah, let's go. Guys, let's keep this up though. Like seriously, let's keep this up. I don't want to see people going back. I mean, if you guys, I know some of you guys are more day trading leaning, but dude, we're doing really, really well. And if you missed it, it's okay. We're gonna try to do the exact same thing in the next watch list that we build. So you just be patient. But good shit. Anyway, NCLH, we got empty space. I'm not trying. I'm not trying to watch the lower time frame. The 4 hours, like really, where it gets a little bit noxious. But tomorrow, 2145, and I'm hoping to see a move to 22 and to 2266 inside of that empty space. But 24 hour, of course, the overall target would be back up to fill that up. Watch that giant red wick. That's 23. That's going to be the first TP, of course. I have the $22 strike, my friends. $22 strike. You're taking signals though. All right. HPQ also took off, tried to go and finish the trade. I think this one finishes up tomorrow, possibly above today's high. That's about it. I mean, it has the rest of that $27 run up there. So if you're still in that one, I did not catch it, but might see what those look like. And let's see here. Also, just a real quick recap, because again, I just want to emphasize why we do what we do, regardless of the outcome, right? Like with IWM, if you look at the rest of the cues, and we'll go ahead and start the ETF breakdown now. But if you go look at the cues, right? We talked about this. I know you guys heard me say it this morning. I'm going to repeat it again for those watching back on YouTube. But we operate right within the waves, or in tune with the market. So when we contract, that's when we're ready to look for that break. And then when it expands and it moves up and it stops, that's when we look for that range. And that's what I'm looking for now. So I stay on the sidelines with the cues. If you're day trading it, day trade it. But I'm not seeing or not taking a downside trade or anything of that nature. If you decide to do that, that's up to you. That's below 545. That can happen, potentially giving you a target of 543 and 541. But again, SPY, same thing, right? Contraction, expansion. So then we look back at IWM, and that one had not yet broken out of this little thing. And today we got that really solid green candle. We hit that 220 target, guys. So again, I know that a lot of us, I ended up, thankfully, those contracts actually bounced right back up for me. After that big leg down, I traded it down, and then I ended up grabbing the bounce for it to come back up. It did come back up, but I still have actually more or less tomorrow's contracts. So I'm gonna hold what I got with some hedges, but I still believe that IWM has the potential setup. But again, contraction today was that expansion that made for a fabulous trade. A lot of people in here saw some pretty sweet ass gains. I think I saw some 400, 2,700, 2,000% trades on the IWM. So really good job on that. The red wick on the 4 hour, right? This is awful discouraging, and does likely say that there could be a retest of 217 before anything happens further. But I'm gonna, again, I probably have, maybe $200 of the original risk still on the table. So nice job, Danny. All right. So overall, pretty damn good day. Gains page looked good. I appreciate all of the DMs. D Train about made me cry with her testimonial today. That was fucking. I mean, seriously, that's especially single mom in it. That's really awesome for you to be, 3 kids and making that kind of money. That's really impressive. You should give yourself a pat on the back. All right. So other than that, if you guys have anything that you would like for me to take a look at, I have not accumulated a new watch list. So if you have something that you think looks good, it's got consolidation, let me know which direction that you are looking at that. Is it up? Is it down? Is it left? Is it right? Where are you planning on taking that? So, all right. So the first one is coin, and you are looking down. So you got the successful leg down today, didn't you? Right? 4 hour, nice push. It looks like 50% from here to here, possibly, if I'm eyeballing that correctly. If I recall correctly. You're a little bit off. You maybe give or take a couple cents, dollars, but so you're looking at continuation to the downside. Looking to our left, it does appear that you have been pushed underneath where sellers like to push the price down. Let's look at the 24-hour and see how that looks. Okay, so it looks like this price target right here, it's a tough one because you don't have a ton of points of contact, but the point blank in period is you are underneath that. So let's go down a little bit further. 4 hour, 2 hour, you got a good push right off at the top of that, trying to go into that empty space. 30, yeah, man, holy shit. It does look pretty good. And I do remember talking about the potential channel here. That's still in play, but your bounce and then the rejection so far shows that sellers tried to take it. But what are they doing with it now? And it's 333. So, I mean, your closing price underneath that by the end of the day. So I think dude, if you take this one, uh, again, the candle close when we go down to the 30-minute, it's a little bit weak. I personally would be looking at the I'm not saying this is the play, but if you were to bounce back up, if you were to reclaim that floor, I would say there's a good chance you could make that 372. But otherwise, I mean, just even overnight price action, I think will, if you look at what Tesla did, Tesla was still weak at the close and then kind of finished, closing strong. What you do have in this opportunity is to know exactly where you need to get out. And today's 341 high is exactly where I would get out. So if you decide to take that trade, again, it's a little bit rocky with the 3 points of contact on the channel bottom, could lead to a reversal there. But I mean, otherwise that's a solid 24-hour leg down too. So maybe a little retest even of the sell level that you broke down from. That is empty. I would say your next target's likely going to be at 322 if you continue moving down, and then I would look at 313.50. All right, so NCLH, just to repeat this one, good candle close, 24-hour candle close, looking pretty good. Saw a little bit of rocky price action today, but otherwise, just in the beginning, but otherwise you're closing where you need to close. I'm taking this one, I'm holding it. It's up against the wall. There's nothing that in these cases, right? There's not, all I can do is know where I need to get out. And right now he cannot lose 2071. Yeah, actually hit that one. I was up pretty good on that one. All right. It's funny, dude. It's like my entry trade that I'm planning on swinging is what that's what Alex's dream is. Alex trade options. So I'm already up 100%. I haven't taken any profit off of that one. That one either works or it doesn't. So XYZ, but a little Listen, that's what I'm suspecting. You got a good push. I mean, it's a grinder, right? And if you've ever been on that app, that is literally just straight grinding. That's what everybody does on there. It's a good entrepreneurial app. I highly recommend it. But this is almost closed at that high. So sellers, whatever their job or / intention was, they failed. So I certainly could see XYZ making another leg up. And if you held on today and you did a good job of managing that risk, I would, yeah, I don't see anything wrong. I don't know what everybody's expiration is, but that looks good for potential continuation. Nice, Jeremy. Hell yeah. STZ. Oof. Rough. So you wicked that lower time frame floor and then you stopped. Right. That's not rough, I guess, let me not be dramatic here. But
STZ has earnings too.
It
Sorry
does
to cut you off, bro.
No, you're good because that information is really useful. I'm going to go ahead and say 183. I don't know how. Well, let's also do this. So that was one earnings that you fucking ate shit and died.
Yeah,
But
it's like a C plus for
yeah.
earnings.
Well, here's what we can do. We need to look for an earnings where you dump, and if that earnings allows for the see, so you get a rip right there. But that was after you reclaimed. Yeah, I mean it's maybe I think if the risk is low enough, that could make for a good opportunity. Especially if you were to reclaim that channel, absolutely. I think that would go straight up to 183. So UNH. All right. It's time, right? I'm not taking it, but you guys, I'm sure you guys are. You got the 1, 2, 3. You close. Why did I just do to my mouse? There we go. You got the 1, 2, 3. I don't know how much UNH is actually before I say that, but if the risk is low enough, maybe. So it looks like today's high is it. That's it. That's all you need to do is just be gapping up or above today's high, and you can start aiming for 340. Keep it simple. Now, you know what's underneath you, and you know how we solve these problems. You're up against that wall. You've got a box. So if you lose that floor, 320, that's down. Roblox, down. Let's see here. So I certainly think that this can see continuation down for sure. But you are stalling. You lift a little bit of empty space up above you, punch down. Now you're sitting at cost spaces, kind of fighting in between the floor to reclaim 101 and go up and retest that, or to punch down and go down and touch that 98, or basically the top of that box. No, IWM, I still have runners on for tomorrow. I mean, the trade is paid for, the day is paid for, but I left some of tomorrow's expiration. So, all right. So let's look back at the 24-hour. I guess, realistically, this was kind of cost basis. So it could be something, John, where this completely, whether it's here or whether it taps down there, but that could be something that reverses. I think your problem is likely going to be solved by paying attention to the level that provides clarity, and that clarity appears to be here. So the 15-minute box, 101.70 and $130. So maybe by the end of the day we can see something, but all right, Apple got next week's expirations. So Apple went up and tested one of those targets. Um, Now, I'm not discouraged by that rejection. By all means, that's pulling back, consolidating. That is all well and good. That is the ticket for us to get up and out of here. And so seeing a little bit of resistance at that is okay. However, it is building a box, right? And it does have a trigger to go into that empty space that it created earlier. So my thoughts at the moment are this: because you are sitting, because you have not reclaimed something which you needed to reclaim, and we are still in a box. So you're playing with fire, right? We don't have a guarantee. This is where the weirdest price action happens. But ultimately, if you this is something that I would hedge looking at the 203. So, but otherwise, watch this was fire. Everything performed. That it did. That it did. Uh, so yeah, I mean, again, inside of a box, longer expirations. Yeah, I will. Oh, dude, my shoulder like dislocates. I swear to God. That's fucking hilarious. Yeah, I like the 24-hour candle close. All right, I think tomorrow's push needs to be way more enthusiastic. So
Your mic was cutting out again, man.
is it cutting in bad? I
Just
don't
just for a
understand.
second there.
It's weird. Maybe it's too close to my face. All right. Yeah, I scammed a lot of people today, actually. Scammed them with Pepsi, UPS, Target. It's pretty good scamming. All right. F. Hey. Well, look at that. Cost basis. Boing, boing, boing. All right. So to get to the empty space on the other side, gotta cross the road. Let's see. Weekly. Yeah, that was the channel we're tracking. Forward is a nightmare because it's basically inside of the most massive box, inside of a box, inside of a double box. It's Box City, baby. Box, range, box. So that being said, this is going to make for some more tumultuous trading conditions, and it's one green candle or one big red dumpy, that can make it, reel people in. But ultimately, there's 2 points that I want to see Ford reclaim in order to be bullish, and one of those is directly above you, and that's at 1150. Second level would be $12 flat, and that way you could start trying to make it up through that empty space. So, uh, hold on one second. Why won't I take U and H? Uh, Contracts aren't that bad. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. My gut is telling me to hold on. Um, Not a big fan of trading UNH personally. I don't know. You know what? I'll just tell you that I'll just be honest with you. It's just something about this doesn't feel right, and I just go with my gut. I'm not telling anybody else to, because that's the thing, dude. That's one of the reasons why signals, don't work either. It's like, yeah, I'm my own person, so what I might see something that technically looks okay, looks good. It's closing green up against the wall, but for some reason, I mean, I did this stuff. I mean, sometimes that catches me and bites me in the butt. I could have gotten Tesla instead of TSLL yesterday, but I still made lots of money. I'm not upset about it. But I mean, yeah, I have really nothing else for me to say. If it was to close outside, I think I'd feel a little bit more enthusiastic, right? Like if you were to close definitively outside of where sellers control the price, and I guess for candle closes, you could say that much. but please don't let me be like, don't let me discourage you, like stick to the plan, have a stop loss. It looks like buyers are actually trying to step it up right here towards the end of the day as well. So, don't let me be the reason that you don't take something. If it technically looks sound, take it. All right. Dow. I mean, you guys see what my preference is, right? It's like UNH has a lot going on. It's weird box, bounced, built a box on 291, which doesn't really give me much, it's not a ton of clarity for me. I do see a second floor that you had to reclaim in order to get up at 331. And then you just have like a massive amount of empty space. So, again, the potential is there. But if you go look at my whole watch list, there's definitely a difference, right? There's Pepsi, there's Target. Like these all have UPS, Nike. They all have a definitive look to them. And they're not, their CEOs aren't getting taken out, at least recently. All right. All right. So it's not the worst thing ever. I mean, you have some more empty space up to the upside. That looks like a 58.77 target right there. That's 24. You also have a channel that's definitely at play here. I don't think it's completed yet. And you also have a downtrend channel. Remember what we talked about in class? Beautiful. See that? Finding trend within trend. So I think keep it simple, right? Tomorrow above 50.14, you can look for a break over 51.66. You could see a breakout potentially up to 55.66, or this could a lot for you to go to 56.71 since that's not a box. Same time, if you were to lose that floor, you could keep creeping down to go and retest 44. I did cover STZ. Yep. That one is going into earnings. It's right. I mean, it has relative empty space. On the weekly, it's clear as day. That's empty space all the way, baby. But so that's why I'm saying 183. But I don't. The earnings on this one doesn't always perform. So that's one of the concerns there. TSLL. So good bounce. I could see continuation tomorrow. Let's see where sellers controlling here. So you're not quite there yet. You're almost there, but you were in the most recent price action, which is always more important. It's 1088, and that's where you're being held down. Oof, damn! Talk about a fucking fight. Man, yeah, that's tough to short against. I think you go and fill that gap, maybe overnight. Target down here. What did you bounce off of? The dumbest little range down here at the bottom. I guess yeah, I kind of see that one maybe even at the bell, you could possibly wick down and then pop up. And then I think the room, is all the way up to 1150. So if you're long on that, you could have a hedge for the like 880s or like 860s. But other than that, it's a weird setup. You're boxed up right in between where you need to go up and where you need to go down. Upstart. Handle. But what's to your left is just a little weird. Hold on, let's see. There it is. Gotcha. Found you, Bobby. Right. So I think for UPS or UPST, this is what we could call cost basis. So it does look pretty good to potentially go past that 71.82 and see a 78.78 target. It's not bad. Looks pretty good. Might have to write that one down. Twilio. Okay, Tyson. So there's definitely empty space up there. That channel is not super coherent, but we'll raise it up and focus on the most recent price action. Fuck that. Let's do this. So I think it's absolutely reasonable to place a target at 58.60, and of course if that breaks 59.80. For the upside, brother, oof, you have a clear 44. And what happened today, you know, you did dump fast, so it would be the same 42. Oh shit. Damn. That's not looking great for Twilio. I think these wicks might be the only thing that could save you, and the empty space above. So tomorrow, you need a maybe even, you know, tonight holding this and staying above this box. That's going to be everything. To 117.26, you need to bounce up, reclaim, and go fill that empty space. That's your ticket out of here. Otherwise, if this box is punched down through, you're cooked. That's cooked. That could be a punch down.
These contracts have some crazy spreads.
I'd stay away from Twilio. Traded it maybe twice in my life. I did that one. On. No, I think I said this before. I mean, shit, dude, this thing actually looks pretty good. And so the weird box, I guess, that you're making shows, and then the 3 wicks. So I would suspect this has got to do something tomorrow. ON Semiconductor, that's tomorrow. So 2 targets are going to be there and there, 56.55 at 57.89. And then you're looking up towards 62.25 and 61.50. I don't mind that one, but it does need to needs direction for sure. Yeah, it could, but it'd need to bounce immediately. Yeah, it would need to bounce immediately. So, all right. So guys, as we and I'll keep taking you guys' requests, but as we approach the end of the day, it is, what is today? Today's Tuesday. Tomorrow's Wednesday. You take a look at the plays that we've been able to accomplish. If you're still holding those, some of those are still pretty much, you know, looking good for potential continuation. But when you guys take a look at the watch list and you look at, and I'm, you know, again, this is in a place for independent traders to be built, so I'm constantly addressing those, especially those of you guys who aren't speaking up or are just struggling. But note the consolidation, note the patience, right? Contract selection, and then even just breaking it down on a lower time frame. And any of those people who just got the workshop, you're going to be able to actually see all of that analysis before it happened. And we actually break down, on our next class, we'll recap on Pepsi, but we broke down why we could potentially see a reversal and what type of characteristics would play into that, and why we could use that top of that red candle as an entry, so on and so forth. But this watch list was created by looking for these exact setups and not settling for less. Okay, so we're going to do that again. If you want to make more money, That's how you just did it, by looking for those setups. So if you want to do it again, keep it simple, go back like a crackhead, and look for the same setups. I assure you that even if they don't work, right? If you find 5, I think I just threw it away, but my entire watch list, I actually don't think anything didn't work. So Pepsi worked, coin day trade didn't work, but it's still up in the air, and we're not even halfway through. We're not even halfway through the week, which is even crazier. UPS worked. It's not all the way done, but it worked. Deck. I don't know what Deck did. Never triggered. So Deck didn't trigger, didn't move, which that one still, again, we have the rest of the week. But Target worked, NCLH is in the middle of working, and Tesla obviously made a lot of these sweet price action moves. So keep your eyes peeled though for Deck. This one is actually I like this one depending on how it can.
That's what she said.
I knew that was coming. How that can break. So I feel you, Mason. The strike will likely be target based around 124. There's a lot more empty space up there. I've never seen a Deck in my life. Pause. God damn, dude. Can I just say something?
Ivy, get him.
No. My belly's too big. All right. So no, it has a good setup. It's not really anything I'm super excited about tomorrow. But listen, if you don't, at least try to set a stop loss on 111.84. If that setup matches your risk to reward, I mean that's it right there. Earnings is coming up as well, soonish. So C3 AI. Ooh. Okay, so you filled up your empty space and then you came right the fuck back down. So let's see who has control. I'd say sellers right now. You're fighting for your life. I mean, straight up. Look at this. Look at those candle closes. That's attention to detail right there. Do you see that? Wow. So 2390. The current low of today is where a trigger lies for AI to dump. But above 25, there lies a trigger at 2590 for you to go to the imbalance of 2723. Yeah, and if you, by the way, just to say this, because I know that maybe some of you guys didn't catch any of this. You saw it happen, right? You saw how it works. And I know some of you guys are just starting out too, and so you're impatient, you want a piece of the pie. This is the only pie I eat. So if you're patient, you'll get your pie. Sounds like actually pretty good right now. Nice steaming hot apple pie. For apple crisp. Yeah, STZ earnings, guys. Again, it's a hit or miss here. I'm not taking it, but I see 183 if it can actually perform. I have noticed that the earnings can be a little wild, so you might see that pop, but I see it, maybe at least 180, but 183. Yeah, pie's fire, dude. NVIDIA. All right, actually, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording now since we got a full recording. It's kind of full. So sorry if I don't get your request right here. We'll finish with NVIDIA. NVIDIA retest. Where did it wick off of? Pretty much off at the top over here to your left. This is right about the time my camera freezes. Yeah, so I would say right now, I mean, literally below the low, you're looking at the continuation of the downside. But go to the 2 hour and you're building a box with empty space up above you. And so above today's high, you could also look for a move up to 156. So I absolutely do have Pepsi runners, of course. All right. I do have hedges as well. I got some really good hedges on that one just in case we lose today's low. Or intraday low, excuse me. All right, we're going to go ahead and pause the recording. If you guys are watching this back on YouTube, I'll see you guys tomorrow at 8:30. Oh, nope, just stop it.